What's up, guys? It's Visual with Dylan. It's been a while. I'm glad to get on here tonight with you and just drop some stuff that I've been going through lately. So, something I want to share that has been so impactful and changed my life so much recently because I had a talk with my mentor and I realized this is a problem that I have for a very long time. And I still struggle with it. And I imagine a lot of you struggle with it as well. And that is, I'm an overthinker. It doesn't matter if it's a business, a decision I'm making throughout the day. Something simple as even going out to get food. Oh, should I get the chicken parm or should I get the pasta? Should I get this or should I get that? And I'm going back and forth in my head. And I want to be more decisive. I don't want to have so much brain fog in my head about should I do this? Should I do that? It could affect everything in your life. Between very, very big things like a career change or very little things like what the fuck do you want to get in the diner? Now, when you attack this the right way, you can make one mindset shift and it will directly impact your life. And I could say that 100% because I've done it. But the thing is with all these mindset tactics, it takes continuous growth. It's not like you're gonna flip a switch and then you're never gonna fight it again. You're gonna make that shift and sometimes you're gonna get pulled back to overthinking or any other mindset tactic we go over on this channel. But you have to continuously remind yourself. Once you're self-aware of the mindset tactic or something you're struggling with, you're self-aware. So when you catch yourself doing it, you remind yourself, oh, we're overthinking again. Let's do this. Let's attack it the right way. So I want to share something with you. It says in my notes right here, I wrote, taking action kills overthinking. So, first off, before I even go through this, when you stop overthinking, what you will achieve is number one, less stress, because you're not going back and forth. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? More happiness, because you have less stress, so you'll be more happy. You'll take more action, and you'll have less clutter in your head. If you overthink too much, you will fucking drive yourself crazy. If I'm making such a big decision, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? I'll give you an example. Say you take a girl on a date, right? And you're like, oh, should we do this? Should we go over here? Should we do that? Just be like, yo, we're gonna do this. We're gonna stick with it. Let's do this. You have one path, you made the decision, that's what we're doing. Instead of, oh, let's go to the amusement park. Let's go, I don't know, go to the fucking beach. No, let's do this and stick with it. It's the same thing with going out to order something from the restaurant. Or this can transition to bigger things when you want to make a career change. You figure out, this will make me happy, this is what I want to do, and then you stick with it. Because I want to let you know something as well. When you're making these decisions, it doesn't have to be forever. Something I heard online, which is a good representative of this topic in a way, of overthinking, is someone was like, say if you're driving a car through the woods, right? You have no GPS, no map, and there's two paths, and you're in that car. Are you gonna sit in the car for a few weeks and be like, should I go left or should I go right? If you don't know, go down the right path or the left path. Just be like, you know what, we're going down the left path. And it's a dead end. You could just turn around and pivot, come back to where you're at, then go down the right path. So when you're making a decision, It doesn't mean that's going to be forever. Nothing's forever. You're not going to be locked into that. But at least when you make the decision, you're not sitting in the two-way street, not going anywhere. You might as well go somewhere, see if it works. If it doesn't work, come back and redirect, pivot. Even people do this with their online brands. They might be talking about pickleball, but then a few months later down the line, they have a new hobby, so they change it. So it's okay to stick with the decision, make it, and try, see how it is. You're not gonna know until you try and commit to a decision. Even in the restaurant, if you want the chicken parm, but you're like, should I get the pasta? Get the chicken parm. If you don't like it, the next time you go to the restaurant, get the fucking pasta. So what I wrote here is taking action kills overthinking. Just like I said with the date, if you tell a girl, let's go get coffee, that's what we're doing, stick with it. Don't drive yourself crazy. Be like, oh, should we go over here? Should we go to the mall? Should we do this, do that? You're gonna think about it all fucking day. Be like, we're doing this, let's stick with it. And then if you want to do something else next time, we'll do that. So we're making decisions, we're sticking with it. You're more decisive. And when you take action, you stick with it. Even like my YouTube channel, I'm not an expert. When I posted my first video, I never did a YouTube video before, but I'm like, let me post this, see how it goes, improve, and then move on. Or if I want to take a different path on YouTube, I could talk about a different topic. It doesn't always have to be about mindset. It doesn't always have to be about self-development. One day I can make a video about how to go to the gym, how to eat properly, or different topics. So I want you guys to realize when you make a decision, you're not locked into it forever. You could always make a decision and pivot. But it's better to take action than sit in your room all day and think, should I do this? Or should I do that? Should I go over here? Should I go back over here? You're gonna drive yourself crazy. Do yourself the favor and be more precise with your decisions. Be like, we're doing this and I'm sticking with it. If it doesn't work, I'll switch it. I'll pivot. I'll change. It's okay. No one's locking you down into one decision. So I really want you guys to first, take more action. Like there is times where you have to think about a decision, but that doesn't mean you have to overthink. You can analyze it for a few minutes, be like, all right, this is the outcome. I could do this or this. Then after a little while, just be like, I'm taking this action. And once you stick with it, you eliminate the overthinking because you already made the choice. I'm gonna take this path. We're gonna go down the left path. If it doesn't work, I'll come back and redirect. And like I said, these mindset tactics, it like trickles down to everything. It doesn't matter if it's a little decision or a really big decision. And something I learned too, I made a video on my YouTube about my near-death experience. And in that moment when I got shocked for like a whole year, I lived so, in a way, I was impulsive. And it was a good and bad thing because anytime I thought about the decision, I would make it in a second. I'm not waiting, I'm not thinking about it, I'm not sitting there marinating on it for weeks on end. I pick the decision and I make it. But the one thing I did realize with that is you have to be responsible too with your decisions. Like, say for example, you want to go to the bar with your friends, you know you're going to get fucked up. Should you drive? Probably not. Just be like, should I drive or should I take an Uber? Take a fucking Uber. So when you do make your decisions, at least be responsible with it. And you want to pick the decision that will have the best outcome in the long run. Yeah, it might be convenient to take my car to the bar because I don't have to wait for an Uber. I could just take my car. But say 5, 10 years down the line, if I got a DUI, would that fuck up the long term? Yes. So these decisions you want to make to benefit the long vision. You want to be like, let me make the best decision I can. But sometimes it's hard. You don't know what to do. You don't know if I should pick this or that. But in the moment, try to make the best decision you can that will benefit you in the long run. But after you analyze it just a little bit, just pick the decision and take action. Like I said, this will remove stress. This will remove brain fog. This will remove all the clutter in your head because you could drive yourself crazy overthinking. Like if you're a person that is so undecisive that you can't even pick the meal you want at the dinner within like a few minutes, you have to practice this more. And trust me, it's okay if you're like that because I'm like that too. I'm an overthinker. And that's why I wanted to share this because when I was on the call with my mentor, he's like, listen, Dylan, like you overthink way too much. You're doing way too much. Like I picked a path. I'm like, I'm sticking with my job and my career, but I'm also doing this on the side instead of like where a big thing where this stems from with a lot of people and especially myself is shiny object syndrome. Like when I'm trying to figure out what's the best way for me to make money online, should I do drop shipping? Should I do this? Should I do that? It doesn't really matter. If you pick a business model and you commit to it long enough and you put as much effort into it as you can, 90% of the time you will succeed rather than jumping from business idea to business idea. Let's do drop shipping. Let's go on TikTok shop. Let's go over here. Let's do coaching. Let's do that. That's too much shit going on. If you focus on 1,000 things at once, you will succeed way faster if you stick with one thing. Even Alex Hormozi, he said the most growth he had in his success is when he had like 7 businesses at once. He was running a gym, he was doing this, he was doing that. He's like, let me focus on my gym brand and scale other gyms. Him and his wife dropped all other businesses. They focused on that. They got very successful, sold that business, and went into another business. So they made the decision, they sticked with it, they were successful, and then they pivot. So just keep that in mind. I guarantee you, if you practice this more, you will feel so much better. Like these last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I maybe had this call like 2 weeks ago, and I noticed an impact on my life. I'm way more calm. I'm way more stress-free because in a way, excuse me, you kind of go with the flow. You're like, listen, I think this is the best decision at this moment, and I'm going to stick with it. If it works out, cool. If it doesn't, then I'll pick a different decision. Instead of sitting on the sideline, your life's passing you by, and you're not going anywhere. You might as well try and go somewhere. Like I said, go down the left street. If it's a dead end, turn around, go down the other one. You're not going to get anywhere just sitting there looking at the 2 different ways you could go. You got to pick an option, go down it, and this will remove the overthinking. This will remove the stress. You'll be more precise in your decisions. Like the more and more you practice it, you just get better and better at it. Like I said, I still struggle with it. There is times where I'm like, I'm overthinking on a decision, but when you have the self-awareness, you remind yourself, oh, I'm overthinking. Let me just pick an option. Picking an option and moving forward is better than no option at all. So I hope that helped you. This was just a little video I wanted to share because, like I said, on this channel, I want to help people improve their life. And I'm sharing real life experiences that I went through. So this is something recent. Like, I literally was always like this, and I tried to overcome it. And like, sometimes these things sound so simple, but you don't realize it. It's like, it might be right in front of you, but when you take a step back and reflect, that's why it's always good to have a mentor. That's why it's always good to sit back and journal or take notes. And sometimes you're in your life and you have to step back from the bubble and be like, what is it? What is the answer to my problem right now? So mine was overthinking, and I never really thought of it like that. My mentor was, I asked him, he was like, you're overthinking, Dylan, you're doing this too much. The best way to do this is take action. So when you take a step back and look at your life from a different perspective on your problems, or you talk to someone with a different perspective, you find the answer, and then you could go back into your life. But it's always good to take a step back and reflect. So I hope that helped you guys. I'm gonna try and be way more consistent on here, because the last few weeks I kind of took a break from YouTube. I kind of took a step back from content. But as I evolve and grow, I want you guys to evolve and grow. And this is like a community I want to build where it's positive and we're helping each other grow, because there's a lot of negative shit online. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of things going on. So I want to share my perspective to help you guys. So I hope you have a great week. I hope this video helped you. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like up, and I hope you have a great week.